Coach Prime and the JSU Tigers continue to impact people on and off the field. Let's talk about this really cool story that I saw after the bumper. Stay tuned. My people, what is good? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube. We got some big announcements coming up. Hopefully in the next week, I can tell you guys, but we got some cool stuff. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe because we upload all the time. Also, don't forget to join the channel. When you join the channel, we have special giveaways that are coming right before the Christmas season at the beginning of December. But that's not here what I'm here to talk about, although I have to plug all my stuff. I'm here to talk about this story. So Dr. Cavil was on here recently. You guys saw Dr. Cavil. You guys did great numbers on that. We had a good conversation about everything that's taking place with Jackson State and about the bowl game talk that Coach Prime had. But Dr. Cavil brought up this story about the impact of Deion Sanders, and he brought up a unique story about their trip from Jackson to Houston, Texas on a chartered flight. And he was telling, and I didn't really know what he was talking about, but he was telling the story about an all-black pilot, an all-black crew that chartered Jackson State, the football team, from Jackson, Mississippi to Houston. And obviously, I heard what he was saying, but I didn't know because I wasn't at the game. I didn't see the flight. I didn't know who was the captain and co-captain, all that stuff. I didn't know any of that. Well, Rob J of the JSU Sports Network, he put out the story that Dr. Cavil talked about, and he actually put together a nice package, and we're going to show that and talk about the impact. Now, there's a couple of tie-ins to this. One, you guys may or may not know, my mother has worked for UPS for a long time, so she is like obsessed with pilots, right? Like she loves pilots and wants more black people to become pilots and get into aviation and things like that. So this story would kind of hit close to home because she's really, really into that. So let me go ahead and take you to Facebook, and Rob J on Facebook posted this story. And let's take a listen. Hold on. Let me make sure all the sound and stuff, because sometimes the sound be tweaking. Let me make sure. Okay. No, don't. There we go. And let's take a listen. This is from Rob J of JSU Sports Network down in Jackson, Mississippi. Let's take a look at his story about the aviation crew that shipped Jackson State football team from Jackson, Mississippi to Houston.
Before boarding their chartered flight to Houston, Texas, the Jackson State football team was met by two members of the American Airlines flight crew piloting the flight and a JSU alumni American Airlines pilot who came out to greet the team. The two-member flight crew making history as an all-black piloting crew to operate a chartered flight for an HBCU football team.
I had to do it. It's just something I had to be here for. Right now I'm awestruck. I'm so happy to be here and a part of this.
Captain Raymond Burkett piloted the chartered flight from Jackson, Mississippi to Houston, Texas. Captain Burkett expressing his enthusiasm for being a part of the cockpit for his childhood hero.
Oh, this is groundbreaking. When I saw that the trip come up, I said I have to do it, especially with my...
Now, one thing I would have to say about this. So Rob J says that his childhood hero. This guy got to be the same age as Deion Sanders. And his childhood hero, I'm assuming he's talking about Prime. Well, I know he's talking about Prime because I've already watched this. But this man and Prime got to be like the same age. So, I did think that was funny because you can say he's a fan. Okay, yeah, being a fan. Childhood hero for a guy that's the same age as you? That's that was an interesting choice of words. I thought that was funny.
Favorite Deion Sanders.
American Airlines is not new to groundbreaking events. 3 months ago, the airline celebrated pioneering black aviator Bessie Coleman with an all-black, all-female crew. Now Jackson State becomes a part of American Airlines history when it comes to diversity.
Sure, it's a moment.
Now, this is the type of stuff my mom would love, by the way. She loves the diversity talk. She loves the black aviation talk, all of that stuff. So there's that.
In history, it's a moment in time. It's a moment I'm proud of. Proud to represent American Airlines, HBCU, Jackson State University. Something I take great pride in and happy to do. So,
how long have you been flying? Or?
Sure, so 17 years. Started flying as a teenager and went on, continued my flight training and just looking to continue to give back to my community and serve the young future generation.
I have been flying since I was 19. I'm 56 now. I've been with American Airlines going on 20 years.
Wow.
So he's 56, and if I'm not mistaken, Prime is 55. So childhood hero of a guy that you're older than is still hilarious to me, by the way.
What made you want to be a pilot coming up?
I got on a flight from Detroit to Charleston, West Virginia with my father. While everyone was making a right turn, I turned left and found myself in the cockpit and was mesmerized by all that I saw. And I knew right then, this is what I wanted to do.
I'm speechless. I mean, it is monumental, like I said, and I mean, it's just great to see American Airlines, take part and just be part of something great, and just showing, that, yeah, we can do this too, and just the exposure that we're getting, and we're just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, so I think that's really, really cool. I think that's an awesome opportunity, but it also shows a couple of different things. It allowed JSU, the university, to highlight what American Airlines is doing, but to highlight Black men, Black women, Black people in aviation. So that's good. That's on one tip. Obviously, the transportation, the partnership that JSU has been able to build with American Airlines that allows them to charter flights when a lot of schools still take buses, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-hour bus rides to go play at the different places across the SWAC. We know the SWAC spans from Texas to Florida, right? And sometimes you see these teams take bus trips from Bethune to Alabama A&M, or from Bethune to Houston, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, which is just ridiculous. And I'm thankful that this partnership has been built for JSU, but hopefully we see more partnerships are built with FAM, with Alabama State, with Alabama A&M, with Bethune-Cookman, with Prairie View, with et cetera, et cetera. Pick your favorite SWAC school, pick your favorite MEAC school, right? So I think that also continues to show the growth and development that has taken place within HBCU sports culture. And it's a big part of what Deion Sanders has been able to bring to the conference, to the culture, to the university at JSU. We can't knock him for that. We can't. I mean, yeah, you can say you feel like he's arrogant. Yeah, you can say you feel like he's X, Y, and Z. But what you can't deny is the change that has taken place, not just at JSU, but the change in the mindset that has taken place with all the schools, with all the, the sports leagues, with all HBCUs, right? You see him calling out the Gulf Coast Classic. You saw him calling out the Southern Heritage Classic. You see them calling out these different people, these different business tactics that haven't been right. These different, I seen off script because he was at the Gulf Coast Challenge, and he pointed out, watch this video, he pointed out all the problems that took place. Now, Rob J talked in Coach Prime talked about how he had a broadcast from a freaking he had a broadcast from a cold, non-heat circulated freaking hallway stairwell. That's what he had, broadcast from a stairwell, and they showed it. They ain't just talking about it. They showed the videos. They showed the pictures. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. The play-by-play guy has to broadcast from a stairwell because you sold his seats. It's unacceptable, bro. Like, it's unacceptable. Scotty pointed out all the different places, all the terrible parking lot structures, and how they only had one ramp open as far as taking tickets and stuff, and they were just waving people in. And I read where most of the people couldn't even get into the second quarter. It's unacceptable. And so when you highlight these things and you let people know that we will no longer accept this foolishness, then guess what? They tighten up. Then guess what? They change their ways. Then guess what? They start to get some act right. And when you highlight and you do things that are one of a kind, when you do things that's the first ever, that opens that first door that allows many other doors to now be open. You see a first all-Black pilot crew. You see chartered flights for JSU to all the road games. That'll allow more schools. Now, hopefully next year, FAM and Grambling get charter deals with United or with American Airlines or with Southwest or with Delta or whoever. So that way they don't have to take long bus rides. Because if the buck just stops at Jackson State, then it's not progress. If the buck just stops at Jackson State, then it's not progress. It's progress for JSU. It's not progress for the SWAC. It's not progress for HBCU sports. And it's not progress for Black people. So I really like that story done by Rob J. This was not the video I thought I was going to do today, but this was sent to me. Dr. Cavil talked about this when we went on live together, And I really wanted to highlight that because I think that was really cool. It was cool when he told it in the moment, but to actually see the visuals, to actually hear from the pilots and from the folks that were on that flight and how excited they were about making sure JSU landed from Jackson, Mississippi to Houston safely. I know it would be the same enthusiasm and the same excitement if they were to do that for Coach Hugh Jackson in Grambling, or Coach McKinney in Texas Southern, or Coach Willie Simmons in FAMU. We just got to make it happen. You have to make it happen. You have to demand excellence, and these kids deserve it. Just point blank, period. They deserve it. They deserve it just like any other school in the South, the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, or whatever. And I get it. It's all about finances and resources and return on your investment. But these kids definitely deserve that. That was a really cool story. Shout out to Rob J. Shout out to Dr. Cavil for telling that story and sending that to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Also for the Facebook fam, it's Facebook, Jeff Lightsy Sports, Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook. Don't forget, join the channel. We have some special giveaways coming very, very soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.